welcome to this slow grounding flow for anxiety. This is going to be a slow one. We're going to slow things down and hold the poses for just a little bit longer and focus on grounding, really grounding ourselves into the present, grounding and anchoring ourselves to our breath as well. You are going to need a bolster for this or a pillow as a type of support, and if you've got a couple of blocks as well, that will definitely come in handy. We're going to start seated. You're welcome to bring a block under the hips, or if you prefer to sit on your bolster, then feel free, go ahead. Kind of keep the spine long, hands resting on the knees or thighs. Just taking a moment to tune into our breath here. Try to bring your awareness into the present. Maybe just checking in with your internal environment. Noticing any emotions you might be experiencing without judgment, but just noticing and observing. You can place one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly to further the awareness of the depth and quality of your breath. Releasing the arms. Just gently relaxing the right ear down to the right shoulder. Tuck the chin. Move over to the left hand side. You can keep a soft gaze or close the eyes completely. Allow the shoulders to be heavy, releasing down away from the ears. You might continue with these gentle circles or allow the head to move all the way back and around. Coming back to center, blinking open the eyes. If you were sitting on a support, just removing that from under your seat. You can cross the legs the opposite way. Let's take a side stretch. Right hand will come beside you. Extend that left arm up and over. You can always bring a block under your right hand, or your hand can come down to the floor, only taking it as deep as you want to. Move over to the opposite side. Take a twist over to the right. Left hand connects with the outside of your right knee. Right hand behind you. Opposite side. Try to keep your spine long, lifting through the chest. If you notice that you're collapsing backwards, then you might want to bring your block back under your seat. Sitting up tall. Gently pressing the hand against the knee as a lever to twist deeper. Coming back to center. Opposite side. Left hand connects with the outside of the right knee, right hand behind you. If you notice that you're starting to lean back, then you might need to bring that block under the hips once more. Pressing the hand against the knee and using this to twist deeper from the torso and the rib cage. Releasing, come back to center. Let's find a butterfly stretch. So joining the soles of the feet together. You can stay here holding the feet. Just allow yourself to fold. If you want to bring your bolster or a few pillows in between the legs and use this. So if you've got a bolster, I like to have it kind of like the long way up. And just create a little shelf for your head to rest on. Take 5 deep breaths here. You can release your arms wide if that feels okay. If you want to fold a bit deeper, then maybe you bring your bolster the long way. Maybe you bring your bolster down the opposite way to fold. Let's open out the legs and find a wide leg forward fold. So entirely up to you how wide you want to spread the legs apart. You can keep the knees slightly bent if we're working with quite tight hips. And we're going to fold over on our bolster. So you can bring your bolster up to a much higher height by using your blocks underneath your bolster. You want to get a little additional height and starting to fold forwards. We'll take 5 deep breaths here. Pressing back up, placing your blocks and props aside. And let's swing the legs back to find our cat and cows. Dropping the belly on your inhale, arch the spine. Rounding on your exhale. Finding spinal waves, let the hips move and sway side to side. And send the hips back to your child's pose. Melt the chest. And maybe glide forwards into cobra. Rock the hips side to side, bend one knee at a time. Let's find a supported frog pose from here. Melting the chest. Stack the hands and bring your right knee up. You can bring the left cheek onto the back of the hands and just close the eyes. Another option and way to do this is to actually bring your knee up to your bolster, or it can be a cushion, a pillow. Doing the same on the opposite side. I'm going to turn around just so it's easier to see. If you're using your bolster, you're bringing left knee onto the bolster and allowing the shin to rest on the bolster, foot rests on the bolster as well. You bring the right cheek on the back of the hands. If you prefer to do this without a bolster, that's absolutely fine. You can just stay on the ground. Sending the leg back, pressing into the hands. You might find a child's pose. It can be a supported child's pose using your bolster, keeping the knees quite far apart. Or if you prefer to find your child's pose without a bolster, staying here for 10 breaths and then closing your practice when you're ready.